Anything Goes, just a brief history, was initially introduced in 1981. The idea behind Anything Goes was to create the best performing residential product in the industry. And the first torture test for Anything Goes was done at Hershey Chocolate World in Hershey, Pennsylvania. We had 880,000 people walk across the carpet. The carpet was basically laid down flat over a wooden ramp, or actually a concrete ramp. And we pulled it up, we cleaned it, and the carpet came back looking virtually brand new. At that point in time, we introduced a 5-year no mat, no crush warranty, which was the first really performance warranty in the industry. In 1982, we had our second torture test at the Knoxville World's Fair, actually at the World's Fair in Knoxville, Tennessee. Here again, we had 2.5 million people walk across the carpet. We pulled it up, we cleaned it, it came back virtually looking brand new. And at the Winter Markets in 1983, we introduced the industry's first 10-year no mat, no crush carpet. To this day, we are still the only no mat, no crush warranty in the industry. And I'll explain exactly what the difference is between no mat, no crush and texture retention in a few minutes. And the torture tests continue today. If we go to the next slide, our latest torture test, and you'll be getting merchandising boards on this, we had taken some Anything Goes product and we laid it down at the guard shack at Plant 34, which was our distribution center at Shaw. Basically, as our fully loaded Shaw tractor trailers were leaving the yard to deliver carpet, they were running over a piece of anything, actually 2 pieces of Anything Goes that was laid down on the asphalt. We had 101 tractor trailers fully loaded go over the carpet, which represented over 5 million pounds of freight. What we did is we trimmed off the edges, we kept the tracks. The driver's side track we cleaned, the passenger side track we left dirty. Where we cleaned the material, it came back looking brand new. So we're in the process of creating merchandising boards that have before and after swatches on the board, and it truly was amazing in terms of how the product performed under all that weight. And if you think about the torque that's on a tractor trailer, each fully loaded tractor trailer weighs about 80,000 pounds. That's a lot of weight on a textile product. The biggest challenge we had was that any type of rock or imperfection on the pavement would actually pop up through the material because there was so much weight from the tires. So if you see a piece that's got a little hole in it, that's because it was over a rock. But if you look at the texture, the twist, and how clean the material is, it's truly amazing. But this is the latest test that we've done. We've actually developed a video of the material being laid down, of our tractor trailers running over the material, of it being cleaned, and it's a short little 1.5-minute video that is on our website, which is shawmark.com. And also we have QR tags posted all over our print material, which would also directly take you to the video of the trucks running over our carpet. And it truly is amazing if you think about just taking a roll of carpet, no pad, and rolling it out on the street and letting over 100 tractors roll over it, and the amount of abuse that takes, it's pretty impressive. So let's go to the next slide. So Anything Goes is actually over 30 years old, and if you think about that, that's pretty impressive. For anything to last 30 years is quite impressive. Anything Goes is the longest running carpet brand in the industry. Now, I'm not talking about industry brand like a Philadelphia carpet or a Mohawk carpet. If you think of a running carpet brand or collection within the industry, there's nothing that's had the longevity that Anything Goes has. And the reason that Anything Goes is still around after 30 years is because it does what we say it's going to do. We have countless success stories and testimonials. I can't tell you, as I travel the country, I'll talk to retailers who have been selling Anything Goes for 20, 30 years, and they'll all have a story about it was down in someone's house for 22 years and the house flooded and they took out the carpet and cleaned it and replaced it. Or, I mean, there's just countless success stories and testimonials, and a lot of those we have posted on our website. But if any of you have been selling Anything Goes for any amount of time at all, I'm sure you all have your own success stories and have heard testimonials from your customers on how well it actually performs. And to this day, it is still the strongest warranty in the business, bar none. There is no warranty in the carpet industry that matches up to the anything goes, no crush warranty. And to become an anything goes product, it has to be the best performing styles that obviously that Shaw Industries makes, as well as available within the industry. Let's go to the next slide. So let's talk a little bit about why is anything goes different. And really it comes down to two things. It comes down to performance and what it takes to become an anything goes style, and protection, which is how we assure the consumer that they're getting a product that's going to last a long time and look good in their home for a long period of time. So let's go to the next slide and talk about performance. Some of you may or may not have seen this or heard of this before, but the industry standard for durability ratings is what they call the hexapod drum test. And again, this is the industry standard. And the way this test works is that you insert a piece of carpet in this drum. It's almost like a round dryer machine is what it looks like. There is an 8-pound ball that's inserted that has 6 nubs on it. The hexapod drum goes around 4,000 times, which is considered to be one cycle. Then the material is pulled out and is given a durability rating of 0 to 5. And if you've looked at the back of a product in a label and you see a durability rating of a 3.5 or a 4.0 or whatever, that's where this test comes from. This is where the durability rating comes from, is this test. With anything goes, to qualify as an anything goes style, we run it through 2 cycles. So it goes through 8,000 revolutions. And after that, it has to have a minimum 4.2 or 4.0 durability rating after the second cycle. Now, just a little bit of trivia here. Nylon products use an 8-pound ball. Other fibers use a 4-pound ball. And the reason for that is the abrasion resistance is so much higher on a nylon product that if you use an 8-pound ball on a polyester or any other kind of polyester derivative, it will basically tear the material up. So the industry uses an 8-pound ball for nylon, a 4-pound ball for other fibers. And that's just something that, say, a little bit of trivia in terms of product testing. So let's go to the next slide. To show you what that means, the durability ratings sometimes become a little bit muddy in terms of what they mean. So we wanted to show you what these ratings mean. If you look at the top slide, here's a product that after one cycle has a 4.0 durability rating. And if you look at the tough definition, it's pretty compact. I mean, the toughs have definition that looks good. And from the naked eye, there's very little difference between a 4.0 and a new product that's not been tested. You can see a little bit of difference if you really look for it, but if you just look down at the product, you're going to see very, very little difference whatsoever. So 4.0 is our threshold, but again, here's a standard product that had a 4.0 after one cycle. When we ran it through the second cycle, it fell to a 2.5, and you can really start to see the difference between a 4.0 and a 2.5. Now the condition on the 2.5, that's a condition called matting. And matting is when, sorry, I just lost my screen. Here it goes. So, matting is when the tufts become untwisted, the individual fibers mingle together, and you have what people call the worn look, where you just get a carpet path that looks worn out. That's due to matting. Matting is specifically excluded from texture retention warranties, which we'll get into in a little bit. So I just wanted to make sure that you understood what matting is and what it looks like. So again, here's a standard product, and this is actually a product that we were looking at for anything goes. It had the 4.0 durability after the first cycle, but after the second cycle, it went to 2.5, so it did not qualify. On the bottom 2 swatches, here's an example of a product that qualified for anything goes. After the first cycle, after 4,000 revolutions, it has a 4.25. After the second cycle, it fell to a 4.0. And you can see there's very, very little difference between the tip definition of the 2 products. That's our minimum threshold to become an anything goes style. So that's very important. So that's what it takes to qualify for anything goes. To become an anything goes product, it's very, very difficult. It's not like we just slap a label on the back of a product. It has to go through this rigorous testing, and the majority of products, quite honestly, won't pass. So the next slide gets into protection. And this is where there's a lot of confusion, because most people assume just to semantics that a texture retention warranty and a no mat, no crush warranty are the same. And this is really where anything goes separates itself from other products that are out there. Almost every product, maybe with the exception of base grade or sub-FHA products, will have a texture retention warranty on them. And if you think about a 25-ounce product that maybe is somewhat loosely constructed, having a 5, 10, or even 15-year texture retention warranty, you kind of scratch your head and say, well, how can you do that? And let me just explain on the next slide what the difference is between texture retention and no mat, no crush. These are pulled from actual warranties, and this is manufacturer A, which begins with an M. Their texture retention warranty states the carpet will retain its texture, not showing excessive pile crushing or matting from foot traffic. And then there's a little exclaimer at the bottom, and everybody has a little disclaimer, but it says all carpet will change in appearance over time, primarily due to foot traffic. Carpet in heavy areas will exhibit the most change over time. The tips of cut pile carpets will loosen, twist, causing the carpet to bloom. This is normal and should be expected. Let's go to the next slide, which this is manufacturer B, which begins with a B. It warrants your carpet. They say that their texture retention warrants that your carpet will not exhibit abnormal texture loss from foot traffic. And this disclaimer says the tips and tufts of cut pile carpets will exhibit some texture change. These conditions constitute normal wear and tear and are not covered under this warranty. Other conditions such as shedding, peeling, crushing, and matting do not indicate texture change and are not covered under this warranty. Let's go to the next slide, which is manufacturer C, which is, this is actually Shaw's texture retention warranty, which we state that the texture retention, that your carpet will not exhibit significant loss of texture from foot traffic, and the texture of any carpet will change to some degree in heavy traffic areas. Some conditions constitute normal wear and tear and are not covered by this warranty, which is intended to protect you from excessive appearance change. Let's go to the next slide, which is anything goes, no mat, no crush warranty. What the anything goes, no mat, no crush warranty states is that your carpet will not mat or crush from foot traffic as a result of the tufts losing their twist and unraveling. And this warranty includes installation in stairs and hallways, period. Now, when a carpet, if you look at the standard carpet, the before and after, the change in appearance is due to matting. That's what causes a carpet to change appearance, is when the tips of the tufts become unraveled, the individual fibers begin to mingle together, and you have that worn look in heavy traffic areas. That is what matting is. That's when your carpet changes appearance, and that's what's specifically excluded from texture retention warranties. And that's why a manufacturer can warrant a 25-ounce product with a 10-year or 15-year texture retention warranty, because after 4 or 5 years on stairs or 4 or 5 years in a hallway, when it begins to change appearance and begins to mat, that's considered normal wear for a 25-ounce product in a heavy traffic area. So therefore, it's not abnormal, excessive, or significant texture change within that area. So there's a lot of gray area in texture retention warranties. With anything goes, if the carpet changes appearance, we take care of it. So that's the main difference between texture retention and anything goes. Let's go to the next slide. And that's why anything goes is the only carpet warranty based on performance, not fiber brand. If you think about any fiber brand out there, it doesn't matter if it's a 25-ounce or 65-ounce product. If it has that fiber brand, it has the same warranty. Doesn't matter how the product performs. With anything goes, if it doesn't pass 2 cycles of the hexapod and have a minimum 4.0 durability rating, it does not qualify for anything goes. So anything goes is the only carpet It's based on performance and not fiber brand. And again, that's why manufacturers can offer 25 ounce products that maybe have a 3.0 durability rating or a 2.75 durability rating with texture retention, because after they start to change appearance, that's considered to be normal wear. So if you look at what our display is, what we tried to do is we tried to eliminate the sameness to make the display a little bit different in the store. And we've tried to make it easy to use and draw attention so that it doesn't look like every other display in your store. Let's go to the next slide. The next thing is that we've really tried to prepare for the up-and-coming connected consumer. We've put QR tags on the displays so that as you're standing talking about anything goes to a consumer, the consumer can actually hit the QR tag, and it takes you to 3 videos. One video is a little under 3 minutes. It talks about the difference between texture retention and no mat, no crush. The second video talks about the hexapod and how a product qualifies for anything goes. And the third video is of the trucks running over the material and our latest torture test. On the website, we also have testimonials, because we know that if you think about when you last purchased something on Amazon or Walmart or anywhere.com, you always look at the consumer testimonials. People trust third-party testimonials. So we've gathered a lot of consumer testimonials and we put those on our website, just because people like to know from their peers that, hey, this product actually does do what the manufacturer states it's going to do. So let's go to the next slide. So this comes down to what's in it for you. And this is why we think that anything goes is a good deal for a retailer. And number one is it's a unique selling proposition. It gives you something to sell other than price. It's a story that no one else has, that you has, that is completely unique, that no one else can tell that story but you. The next thing is we do not sell anything goes to the box stores, to the groups, and we do not allow internet selling. If we find like a local retailer in Dalton bootlegging it somewhere else in the country, we shut them down. And we've had a couple situations where we've had to cut off retailers in Dalton who have promoted and tried to sell anything goes in other areas and sell it for $1 over their cost or $2 over cost. We don't allow that to happen. So we really protect in where anything goes is sold. That gets into controlled distribution. The only place that a retailer can get anything goes is from Bishop Distributing in your area. We do not sell it to anyone else. No one else has control. So your Bishop sales manager controls who has access to anything goes. The other thing is it's a solid brand that can't be shopped. And I use this story a lot, but that is very important. Think about how you buy a car today. What you do is you go to a dealer, a car dealer, you find what you like, you get on the internet, you send an email to every Toyota dealer or Ford dealer within 40 miles of your house, and they all send you back a price, and then you take that price back to your local dealer and you use it to negotiate the price on the product that you want to pay for it. So you really drill that local car dealer down, because you can shop them on the internet. If you think about how, here's an example with a mattress. I bought a mattress several years ago. It was at a local Mermaid mattress shop here in Dalton. It was a $1,200 mattress. I wrote down all the numbers. I got on the internet and tried to shop it. I could not find that same mattress anywhere because it was private label. It couldn't be shopped. Make a long story short, and I use the Toyota car example, that I wound up paying $1,200 for that mattress because I couldn't shop them. And when I think about buying a car, you think about what a car dealer makes on a $25,000 or $30,000 transaction, and a car dealer may make $200 or $300 on a transaction. And the difference is that you can shop a car dealer, but you can't shop that mattress dealer. So, think about that in terms of the solid brand that can't be shopped, and that's what we give you with Anything Goes. The other thing is you meet and exceed consumer expectations. Anything Goes does what we say it's going to do. And you think about a consumer who's on a budget, and they may come in and they may find a 25-ounce product that has a 10-year texture retention. They think it's going to look good for 10 years, but after it starts to wear out and show traffic patterns in the hallway and in front of the couch after a year or two, you think their expectations are going to be met? Probably not. And it's not necessarily going to be the manufacturer that they're going to blame. They also may blame the retailer for not steering them to a better product. So we definitely know that with Anything Goes, you're going to meet and exceed that consumer's level of expectations. We also look at Anything Goes. It's a way to reduce your headaches. Anything Goes just flat out performs and does what we say it's going to do. When you sell Anything Goes, you don't have to worry about it. And typically, if there's a gray area in terms of a claim, we err on the side of the consumer, not on the side of the manufacturer. And quite honestly, warranties are written to protect the manufacturer, not the consumer. And with Anything Goes, we pretty much write the warranty to protect the consumer rather than the manufacturer. And if there is an issue, we don't want you to bear the brunt of that. We want to bear the brunt of that. So we want to reduce your headaches by selling Anything Goes. The other thing is you really eliminate competition, mainly because of everything that we just talked about with limited distribution, no big box, no group, no internet selling. It can't be shopped, so you eliminate competition, which really gets down to where it's most important is that you ought to be able to make higher margins on Anything Goes than any other product that you have in your store because it can't be shopped. You have something unique and you have something that you can sell with confidence. So as we get down to why Anything Goes, these are the reasons right here where it makes sense for you to have Anything Goes in your store. So that's my version of Anything Goes and an update. I guess right now, Alicia, do we want to open it up for any questions?
Yep. Can you guys hear me, or can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Everybody else is muted, so I guess I can continue to ask if everyone hears me, and I won't get an answer back. Yep. Let's go ahead and open it to questions. I've had a few that have come in. I don't sell warranty. What else can I offer?
Yeah, I hear this a lot. Is that someone says that your warranty's great, but I don't sell warranties because I don't want to stick my neck out there, and I can understand that because the reason you've not sold warranties is because they offer really a false sense of security to the consumer. Because as I mentioned, typically warranties are written to protect the manufacturer, not the consumer. And oftentimes this will put you as a retailer on the hook if something goes wrong. But Anything Goes is the only product that takes responsibility off of your shoulders and puts it directly on us. There's no gray area in the warranty. So if something goes wrong with your Anything Goes product, we're going to take care of it. And as an Anything Goes retailer, it really gives you a competitive edge because a lot of other manufacturers are going to be playing, or a lot of other retailers are going to be playing down the warranties, where you can talk about something that you have that's unique that no one else has, and it can really give you a competitive advantage. So, I tell retailers that, I understand why you haven't really sold warranties in the past, but really you got to be bragging about the Anything Goes warranty because it gives you a competitive advantage, and it protects not only you but the consumer. So, I think the warranty, if you're not talking about it, you're missing a great selling opportunity.
Wonderful. Thanks, Dwayne. It looks as though I've got one more in here. My customers are looking for inexpensive options. Can Anything Goes provide something within that category?
Yeah, I've got two things there. Number one, we are going to be introducing a new product. It'll be an entry-level leader type of Anything Goes style. It's called Anything Goes Let's Have Fun. We're just in the process of launching it. It's probably going to be a first quarter launch for Bishop, but it's a solid color texture. If you've been selling Anything Goes for any amount of time at all, many of you may remember a product called Anything Goes Esteem or Anything Goes High Esteem, which was a solid color texture that performed extremely well. That was an Invista product that Invista, our Stainmaster, dropped the yarn on, and we've really had a hard time finding a replacement that will give us the performance and the price point that we've needed. Obviously, by having the Honeywell assets, which obviously is ANSO, we have access to a lot of technology. We've been able to find a yarn system that can give us the performance that we need at the price point that we need. So we're going to be launching this new leader Anything Goes product first quarter called Let's Have Fun, and it'll give you the ability not only to potentially bring in rolls that you can have have maybe some stock on your floor, but also give the ability to hit a price point that is a couple dollars less than where we are with anything on the display. So that's the first thing. The other thing is when someone tells me that anything goes it's an upper end product category, and people today are coming in for cheap stuff, and that's where I say true, anything goes is a higher end product. The consumers aren't necessarily looking for cheap. I think consumers today are looking for the best value for their dollar. And one thing is that, and I wrote that this is a direct quote from Warren Buffett that I wrote down. I heard him say this one time. He says that over time, consumers tend to forget the price of the product, but they never forget poor performance or quality. And if you think about it, that is so true. That people tend to forget that what they paid for, but if it doesn't live up to their level of expectation, they never forget it. And anything goes is a product that really does offer unmatched performance and high quality. And a key to your success as a retailer is a happy consumer and a hassle-free shopping experience, because you want those consumers coming back. And something that a retailer in Monroe, Louisiana, who's one of our largest anything goes retailers, told me is that he told me that when he sells anything goes and someone brings up the price issue, his answer to them is that, hey, listen, the pad, the installation, the delivery, the furniture removal, everything is the same price whether I put a $5 product in your house or a $30 product. All that is static. Why not spend a few extra bucks and put a product in there that you know is going to look good 5, 10 years from now, and spend an extra $100, $200. And he says by presenting it that way, it really helps him trade up consumers who are hung up on price. And I thought that was kind of a novel way of putting it, just saying, hey, your pad, your installation, your delivery, everything is the same. So why not spend a few extra bucks and put a good product in that's going to look good, you're going to be satisfied with. So that's how I answer the question when someone says, hey, people are looking for something cheap. I don't think people are looking for something cheap. I think they're just looking for the best value for the dollar.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
One more. It looks like we've got one more, so if there's any other questions out there lingering, please ask them while he's going through this next one. What types of carpets are you seeing trending as far as styles or colors?
Well, obviously in colors, beiges are still the #1 sellers, but grays are really coming on strong. You're going to see a lot of gray influence in new products. You're probably already seeing this in your floor. Grays are really the new color this year, and with the new introductions that you'll be seeing from us, you'll be seeing that. As a matter of fact, I forgot to mention that we do have 8 new Anything Goes products that will be shipping to you here shortly. There will be 4 Anything Goes Elite styles and 4 Anything Goes Green styles, and you will see obviously your typical beiges and your typical color lines, but there will be several more gray influences in those lines. The other thing that we're seeing is a move away from the loose frisé type of look, more towards tailored, textured, still with fleck, with a space dyed end. So you'll be seeing more more tailored type of looks with texture, with texture and fleck, and also pattern with color and loop pile with color. You'll see some tip shears that are coming that have color influence that really are unique. So those are some of the trends that you'll see. Obviously, soft is a buzzword today. We've kind of hit the balance. What you'll notice with the new introductions that we have, we're using some of the soft fibers, but by putting in a space-dyed yarn in there and twisting the fiber, it gives us a lot better performance. And some of the super soft products that are out there today, you have to use certain vacuum cleaners. That's because of the low DPF. And there's a trade-off. The lower DPF, which is the denier per filament, which gives you the softness. When you go low, you typically give up performance. So there's that balance of how low you can go to get the softness without really giving up too much performance. So with the new products that we're launching, these 8 new products, They're soft. They're typically about a 5 DPF. So so when you put your hand in them, they feel extremely soft. But how we're getting the durability is by putting and twisting those space dyed ends in there, which tightens up the twist, locks in the fiber, so it gives us the durability that we need for anything goes. Any other questions?
It looks like we've answered all the questions at this point. So on behalf of Bishop, Dwayne, we'd like to thank you for joining us. And then on behalf of Anything Goes in Bishop, we'd like to thank all of you retailers who are able to take some time out of your busy day-to-day to join us. If you've got any additional questions, please feel free to contact your Bishop sales rep. Otherwise, we hope you have a great day, and we'll be seeing you soon.